episode 2 of the Get a Fucking Hobby podcast. I am Nehal.
And I am Destiny.
And Happy New Year. It is the early hours of New Year's Day as we're recording this. We went to Gettysburg for a New Year's party. It was something because obviously they don't have Times Square there, but they did it in the Lincoln Square, which is like the main square there. They raised an Abe Lincoln hat, and for some reason they had a bunch of people doing karaoke, which was interesting. Any thoughts you would like to add about it, Destiny?
Literally froze my ass off. Had to pee. Nikki got her Instagram hacked. I don't know how to feel about all that. I was so cold. Saw some pretty cool karaoke. Really just between a bunch of drunks and a bunch of kids. Yeah, I mean, we were vibing out to it. Let's see. What one do you think was the best?
What, like the karaoke?
Performance.
There was some girl that sang really well. I forgot what song she sang, though.
I don't even know what song that was. Personally, I thought the ABBA singers were pretty good.
Yeah, there were some people that sang Dancing Queen. They were pretty good.
The dude who was smoking a cigarette while singing, he was pretty chill.
I actually know that guy that did the tequila thing.
He was lame. The dude who sang Elvis, though, he was pretty good. Not to, like Elvis, but, I don't know, his voice was pretty cool. He sang really well.
Yeah, so that was that. It was very cold. We were not prepared, but hey.
Hell no.
At least now we know for next time to actually bundle the fuck up. And it was also rainy a little bit, so that kind of...
A little bit. At one point, it started fucking drizzling really heavy, and we're like, fuck. So we had to go and get shelter.
Yeah, so... But then it stopped, so it was fine. So, for this episode, to celebrate the new year, we're gonna talk about some pop culture moments of 2023. And this is not a exhaustive list. This is just things we felt like talking about and things that we actually have opinions on and that are relevant to us. So you might have a pop culture moment that you like that isn't on here, but that doesn't matter. This is our list, not yours.
Also, this list is not in order, like chronologically. This is just things we were thinking of and we're like, oh shit, let's talk about that. But if you have a moment you want to talk about, you could leave us a comment or something. Pretty cool to read. So our first pop culture moment of 2023 that we decided to talk about was the Matt Rife situation. We're going to say right now, Matt Rife is something. His comedy is not that good. It's all based off of him being horny or him disrespecting people.
Who is Matt Rife?
So he just got popular, I'd say, in the last year and a half. Although he's been trying to be a comedian for a while now. You can find videos of him on a show called Wild 'N Out or something. He did not do very good. He was very weird towards Sunday on that. I was actually starting to like Matt Rife. A couple of his things I thought were funny. But for the most part, just the way he talks to people is weird. Yeah, and then the situation that happened recently with his domestic violence joke, which was very fucking stupid. I don't know why anyone would think it would be okay to talk about something like that.
What was the joke?
So basically he was talking about how him and his friend went to a bar or restaurant or something, and their waitress had a black eye. And they were talking about, oh, why would they keep her up front, blah, blah, blah. And it got to the point where they were talking about how she should be kept in the kitchen. And I think one of them said that if she was good in the kitchen, she wouldn't have the black eye in the first place. What? So funny. Oh my god. Literally, he's a comedian genius. Like, no comedian could ever get to his level. Wow. It's just fucking stupid. Especially when he's just starting out his career, like, really on his uprise. And a lot of people pointed out that his fan base is majority women. Which, you know, you'd think if you want to keep your fan base, even if you hate them, they're the ones, you know, getting you paid, getting your jaw surgery, your chin. You know, you'd think you'd at least make it seem like you like them or you don't hate them. But no, this idiot just goes full throttle. And anyone who has anything to say about it, he just goes and attacks them. Someone as young as 6 years old. Really, Matt? Really? Anyways, yeah, so that was a whole situation with him. Do you have any thoughts, Nikki?
So he also did this fake apology after after he started getting called out for everything, like just being hateful of women and also of the joke and just of his special in general, because it's worth noting that he just had a Netflix special this year, and that domestic violence joke was like the opening joke for that special, so that definitely set the tone for what the rest of the special was gonna be. And it's clear that with that joke he was trying to set the tone of like not wanting a female fan base or something like that. And I heard something about that, and that's why he did it as the opening joke, because I think he said after that joke that like, oh, this is gonna be like the tone of the special or like the jokes that are made. So clear that he didn't like that, the fact that his fan base was mainly women. And yeah, so after he got flack for that, he made this fake apology on Instagram where he basically posted on his Instagram story like, oh, I'm just paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly what it said, but he was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, here's the link to my official apology, and he put the Instagram sticker up of a link, and the sticker said, like, link to my official apology or something like that, and then it just linked to this website that sold, like, special needs helmets. So, yeah, clearly he doesn't give a shit and thinks that there was nothing wrong with what he did, even though there was 1,000 things wrong with not just that opening joke, but the entire special. So, yeah, who knows where his career will go. There's definitely probably some straight cis white men that are just gonna watch that and not care at all about it, but I feel like, and also probably some women that are not gonna care, but I feel like
The pick-me's.
yeah, but I feel like he's definitely, well, I can't say definitely, but probably not gonna be as successful as he was before.
Mm-mm.
So, moving on into our next topic.
We have little Timmy Tim with Kylie Jenner. I mean, I personally don't have too much to say about this, you know. I mean, she's a Jenner, he's a tall, skinny, white guy. Bound to happen. I mean, I guess if they're happy together, okay. I thought she was still with Travis or whatever his name was.
I think they're, like, very on and off. I just find it weird that Timmy's technically a stepdad.
I mean, not yet. They're not married. And he hasn't been around that long.
Kind of.
I don't know, girl. You bring a guy around as long as he's been around and start calling him your kid's stepdad, I'm going to start worrying about it. Yeah, Timmy Tim, I'm not a big fan of his. I mean, I don't really see the hype.
Yeah, same. I don't really get why people love and praise Timothée Chalamet and just kiss the ground he walks on. I just see him as some French nepo baby. And
The thing is, he's from New York. He's French, but he's from New York.
French in name only.
That makes him worse. He's from New York. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's been, like, dropping their panties because of the fucking Wonka movie. First of all, I still think he sounds like a weirdo. Also, there's, like, this scene where I guess he has chocolate all over his face, and people are like, oh my god, it looks like blood. That's getting my blood kink going. No, it doesn't. It looks like you just got shit on. Second of all, you're telling me you see a man out in the street with chocolate all over his face or whatever, and your bits start going? Bitch, fuck no. I'm running from that dude. I'm like, that's a psycho right there.
Where some people have, like, food kinks, or they, like to bring food into the bedroom, you know?
They're also psychos. The fuck? No. But yeah, I don't get the hype with him. I mean, I thought he was, like, kind of okay-ish in Little Women. I don't know what else.
Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah, everyone was obsessed when he was in that movie, and it's just like, girl. Because I thought he was one of the girlies back then. I was like, y'all, I don't think he's playing for your team. He's too busy, getting intimate with Peaches.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much else to say about that just situation either. I think it is interesting because I would not have pictured him and Kylie getting in a relationship. But, it is what it is. I do think the Olive Garden thing that happened was funny. I do find it funny how worked up his fan base was about it, and how they hosted an entire Twitter space and everyone was just going crazy over it.
If you were that obsessed over a celebrity, please get a hobby. Please get a hobby.
Well said.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's pretty much our thoughts about that. Moving on.
For our third topic, we have Roman empires. So if you don't know what that is, I don't know how to explain it. You say something happened or something, and it's like, oh, that's my Roman Empire.
A Roman Empire is basically something that, like, you think about a lot. It started with, like, people asking guys, like, oh, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And then Roman Empires just turned into, like, something that you think about a lot. So Das's Roman Empire would be the color black.
That's not true. Also, I don't understand how that started, how that whole trend. Y'all girlfriends on TikTok were definitely telling their boyfriends, think about the Roman Empire. Because every male I've talked to, not that I've talked to, like, a wide variety, but, like, none of them have been thinking about the Roman Empire. All they think about is eating hot chip, playing Fortnite, and cheating, and lying.
Oh my god.
If you get that reference, I love you. But, like, I don't know. My Roman Empire would definitely not be black. If anything, it would be
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham inside is definitely a good one. That changed my life. Probably for the worse. Yeah. That or, like, I am not okay with this being canceled. Or, I don't know.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, or the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. The Crabs fucking ate her.
Oh my god.
And Nikki's Roman Empire would be Conan Gray, definitely. Or, like, Alicia Cara coming out with a tour.
Yeah. Alicia, go on tour.
Please don't go on tour. She's gonna drag me to that too. And honestly, at this point, I don't really want to go to one right now. I can't handle another concert where I'm not gonna know any of the words. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it was a pretty cool trend, but then people started literally doing it for, like, the most basic things. Of, like, my Roman Empire is this fucking grape I ate earlier. Who cares? Bitch, shut the fuck up. That was aggressive. But, like, I don't know. It was cool, but y'all don't need to turn everything into a Roman Empire.
Yeah, it was one of those TikTok trends that was, like, funny at first. And it wasn't even that funny at first. It was just kind of like, oh, haha, like, that type of funny. And then people just took it too far and started saying it all the time for everything. And then it just got taken too far. And then it became very unfunny very quickly. So, cute for what it was, but just not... It just got blown way too far out of proportion. Not out of proportion, but just taken too far. So, moving on from the Roman empires, next we got
The FNAF movie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I've literally been waiting for this movie since 2015. Literally. FNAF changed my life for the worse. Literally got obsessed with it back in 4th grade. I didn't even know what it was. I lied to these kids so I could become their friend. I'm like, yeah, I love Five Nights at Freddy's. Meanwhile, I'm going home looking up what it is. And then watching every video so I can go to school the next day being like, yeah, guys, you know the theory about how the purple guy's actually William Afton? Oh my god, this and that, and blah, 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 blah.
I don't think William Afton was a thing in 4th grade, was he?
I don't remember. Dude, I'm telling you. I think it was Phone Guy everyone thought Purple Guy was. That's what I thought.
Because fucking Matthew Patrick said that.
Fun fact, I actually wrote an email to Scott Cawthon being like, can you please confirm Phone Guy is Purple Guy? Because I don't have a lot of friends, and it'd be so cool if I could go to school and tell them that I talked to you and you confirmed it. He never reached out, which I'm so thankful for, Scott Cawthon.
My sock is on inside out.
Thank you for that information. Thank you for not reaching out to me, because that would have been sad. I'm glad you never acknowledged that. My Roman Empire is thinking that you didn't even see it, which, for my sanity, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah. So that spanned many years of games, books.
I would like to say that for my personal FNAF history, I also became obsessed with it. I'm pretty sure I found out about it, like, when the first game was released, because I was watching a lot of gaming YouTubers around this time, so I just found out about it that way, and then, you know, it just got spread around my school, people talking about, like, oh, did you hear that it's, like, based on the Chuck E. Cheese killings, because that's what...
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what was, like, big. Was that even confirmed that it was based on that?
No. It had nothing to do with it. I think even Scott went on to confirm that had nothing to do with Chuck E. Cheese or any murders or anything. Which, Scott, it's kind of suspicious how, like, close it is to... I think there was, like, 5 people killed and everything, which I'm not saying it is, but, I mean...
Yeah, it is, like, a freaky coincidence, which basically, like, if you don't know the Chuck E. Cheese story, it was basically the story of this former employee, and this was in 1993, a former employee went in after, he got locked in after the Chuck E. Cheese closed down and hid in the bathrooms and killed the 5 employees that were there at the time, like, cleaning up and closing up, and, yeah. So then, since there were 5 missing kids in the original episode, people thought that, oh, maybe this is connected and this is what it's based off of, and then, you know, that was, like, the big theory at the time, and then it ended up not being true and not being based on that at all. So, yeah, but that was the big rumor going around my school and the thing that people were talking about relating to the game, and then I just followed the games from there, and I was also eagerly awaiting the movie for pretty much, like, from the second it was announced that there was going to be a movie. And then, of course, I don't know how well known everything this is, but then there was the movie that is Willy's Wonderland, which is one of my favorite bad movies. Little TLDR, there was another, like, script and draft, whatever you want to call it, for the FNAF movie originally, and then Scott didn't like the way the script was going and backed out of it. And so the company that made that script was like, hey, why don't we just repurpose this into some bootleg FNAF thing? And so they just edited, like, the characters and everything to make it not directly Five Nights at Freddy's, so it's none of the same characters, but it's also clear as hell that it's very heavily based on that, and that it is meant to be that, and was just the original movie before the script got changed, or after the script got changed. And it is really bad, and one of the most two of the most notable things about that movie is that Nicolas Cage is the star of the movie, like, he's the security guard or whatever. Not even really the security guard. The whole story of that movie is weird because his car breaks down and then the dude is like, oh, if you do a shift at this restaurant, then I'll fix your car. It's weird. Anyway, you should watch it. It's interesting.
My favorite part of all of that is just how this dude will go and, like, beat the shit out of these animatronics and then go back to, like, sweeping, drinking soda, and playing not video games, but, like...
Arcade game.
Yeah, arcade games. But I think it was the, pinball?
Yeah, pinball.
Like, just seeing him, like, absolutely beat the fuck out of these things, which this dude's, like, just supposed to be a normal guy, I think.
Yeah.
And then he's going and, like, beating the fuck out of these, like, 10-foot animatronics is very amusing to me. Nikki definitely got more into that movie when we watched it than I did, because I was tired, and I was, like, falling asleep and shit, and also I just had no interest in watching the movie. Meanwhile, Nikki's over here, like, deep staring at it, watching it, which I thought was pretty cool. For her, at least.
Why was me deep staring at it cool?
Well, I mean, it was something you were into. It was nice seeing you get into, like, that headspace of seeing something. And, I mean, if it was cool for no one else, at least it was cool for you, so. That movie, I'm pretty sure, was in a different language, and then they dubbed over or something, because I don't know what was happening, but bitches were talking, and then the voice did not add up until, like, a second later. And, I don't know. I mean, it was more gruesome than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which I was kind of disappointed about, but I knew at the same time the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was going to be, like, PG-13, because it's how many kids watch it. But, like, me personally, if it was Five Nights at Freddy's with, like, actual killings and stuff, it would have been cool if they, like, merged those two. I mean, I'm glad they decided to go with a different script, though, because that did not feel like Five Nights at Freddy's. That felt like Willy's Wonderland. But originally I was supposed to go to the movie with someone else. That did not happen. So I took my little brother to go see the movie, which he was very excited about. Because he's gotten into FNAF, and it's so funny to see him because he's an 8-year-old, so he'll come to me and be like, oh my gosh, Desi, did you know this about FNAF and this theory and this happens? And I'm just like, dude, I heard about this 10 years ago. I was there when it was written. Like, I know. I was there in the trenches as the games were being released, waiting for the next Matthew Patrick Markiplier video. I was there.
Back to Willy's Wonderland, because I didn't finish this.
Fucking Willy's Wonderland. We've talked enough about Willy's
Wonderland. No,
I need
to finish.
It's a movie where you have to go see it. You cannot hear someone else talk about it. It's not as good.
I know, but I need to finish my point. My first point was that Nick Cage also doesn't speak for the entirety of the movie for some reason. I guess they could pay him to star in it. They couldn't pay him to speak. Or maybe it was a reference to the fact that the night guard never speaks. Who the fuck knows? And also, because there's these, like, group of teenagers that are trying to bust him out of there. Once again, just watch it. It's weird to explain. At one point, 2 of them that are in a relationship just start fucking in one of the rooms, and then they get murdered or, like, chased out of there in the middle of it. It's fucking weird.
I think they get murdered. I don't remember.
Yeah, anyway, weird-ass movie.
The only, like, death scene I remember is this one animatronics trying to convince this one guy that it's not like the other ones. Like, it's not just a cold-blooded killer. And, you know, he's, like, starting to believe it. They're talking, blah, blah, and then someone else walks in, a night guard or something, and it just, like, sticks its tongue out. I don't know what this animatronic was supposed to be, like, what kind of animal or something. It might have been an anteater, but it did not look like one. Or whatever it was. And it just, like, snaps his neck. That's the only thing I can actually remember from that movie, besides, like, a sheriff coming and, like, blowing up Willy with a shotgun, and then also getting shot. And then it turns out that, like, someone's a daughter of something. Too fucking much going on with that movie.
But yeah, I have not seen the FNAF movie yet. Because I was... because I was waiting to watch it with my friends. So, one day I'll watch it.
Yeah, I wanted to see it with my friends, but time didn't work out, and I knew my little brother wanted to watch it, and Josh Hutcherson was in it.
Oh my god.
My husband, Matthew Lillard, was in it. So, like, I had to go see it.
Wasn't Matthew Patrick also in it?
Spoilers. He was.
He posted it on his channel, not a
I
fucking
know.
spoiler.
I know. Yeah, he was in it. He was a little, like, diner person. I don't know. I feel like he should have got a different role. At least something a little bit more substantial.
The cop.
Maybe. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but that movie could have totally went well without her. She annoyed the fuck out of me in that movie. I'm not gonna say much because you haven't seen it, but, like, she annoyed the fuck out of me. Oh my god. Story-wise, I mean, you can definitely tell it's separate from the games, especially with, like, lore and stuff. There is lore from the games, but it's more, like, background lore or, like, kind of animatronic lore. So while it ties in, it doesn't. I've heard people say it is closer to the books than it is the game, which I was kind of disappointed when I watched it, like, as I was watching it, because I was like, oh, like, I wanted the games, but, I mean, it was still a good story. I was hoping it'd be more gruesome than it was, which I don't know why I thought that, because everyone knows they definitely would have pandered to the kids, because that's where their main demographic is. But, like, a movie about childhood murders and, like, people getting stuffed into animatronics and, like, gruesome things, it wasn't gruesome. I think, like, the most gruesome thing you see is a scene with one person who breaks into it. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spoil. But even then, it's not gruesome, which was kind of disappointing for me. Also, spoiler alert, Markiplier wasn't in it.
Damn.
That's what I was waiting for the whole time. I was like, alright, Mark's going to show up. Mark's going to show up. He never did. No fault to anyone, because he was too busy filming his movie Iron Lung, which I can't wait for it to come out. Definitely gonna go see it. But maybe in the second movie, because they're supposed to be signed for 3 movies. So, fingers crossed. But my husband, Matthew Lillard, he did amazing as William. Loved him. My other husband, Josh, he did really well too. What he was given with. And then the little girl who played Abby, she was a doll, loved her in the movie. And then, like, all the other little kids who played the dead children, they were amazing. I see a lot of people hating on, like, them, and specifically Abby, which, if you're a person who's hating on a fucking 7-8-year-old child, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, it's more than get a hobby. That's fucking sad on so many levels. Like, you can hate on the adult actors, which you really shouldn't, because normally you can tell the difference between writing and acting. And if you can't, you're stupid. But yeah, I don't know. It was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, so moving on to our next topic, which is X, like Twitter X. Okay, so Elon is a piece of shit. I don't understand what he's doing. He should be euthanized. Not even euthanized, just murdered. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Yeah, so basically, Elon bought on Twitter, and I think he said he was going to make it, like, more profitable or something, and has since made it substantially less profitable because nobody wants to fucking advertise on there, because it's just a hub for porn and right-wingers and people to just spew ignorant, hateful bullshit with no repercussions. And now, if you want to get verified, you have to pay to get verified, and a lot of people lost their verifications, and it's just a whole lot of fuck shit now instead of the fun place that it used to be. And now it's called X, which nobody fucking calls it X. Everybody calls it Twitter still, because who the fuck is gonna call it X? Because I guess he wanted to be all futuristic and whatever, so it's just fucking stupid. And then, of course, because that the whole Threads thing happened, which was basically Instagram making a copycat version of Twitter to rival it, when people were really hating on it after it got turned to X. And I guess Zuck was like, ooh, maybe I can take Twitter down, but no, they're just both there. I don't think anybody really even uses Threads. I have an account. I went on it like once, and it just felt way too wholesome to be anything like Twitter. It was not nearly as chaotic. So who the fuck knows what's gonna happen if X is gonna die, if Threads will replace it, if both of them die, if both of them live. I don't fucking know. I just hate rich people.
Yeah, I think Nikki summed that all up pretty well. The only thing I have to say is, if you are not signed up for Thread, don't sign up for it. You'll keep on getting notification of people that make threads and comments and stuff. Me personally, I've only been on there like twice, and it was literally because I got the notification that someone posted a thread. It's fucking stupid. Don't do it. Save yourself the trouble. I don't even know why I went and actually signed up for it. I have no clue.
Probably just because you were curious.
Maybe. I think also someone hot signed up for it, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, Twitter thing, X thing. It's fucking stupid. I think when you still go to comment, still make a tweet or something. Which, like,
No,
I'm gonna
it's
go tweet.
make a post.
Make a post. Oh, I thought it was still tweet. I don't go on it too much unless I'm...
Yeah, they call them posts now, not tweets.
Yeah, which, like, that was its whole thing. It was a cute little thing. It was a little bird, Twitter. You make a little tweet. That's why people liked it. They didn't like it for any other reason. God, Elon. Get a hobby that's not fucking destroying things people like. Go build a Lego set. But yeah, go take care of your kids. Go take care of Beep Boop Bop. And I think you had another one, Beep Beep Beep. I don't know.
Go have an actually successful, long-lasting relationship.
Yeah.
At your old age.
I didn't realize how old he was.
He's ancient.
Until I saw that picture of him, like, melting. Which, isn't he, like, our group chat picture still? Ew.
Don't say ew. You're the one that made it.
I know. Ew, though. Ew. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, go work on a Tesla or something. It's just a whole stupid situation. I don't know. Nikki is focused more on that stuff than I am. And if you go to her personal little TikTok account, she made a video about it, which was very interesting, her talking about it. I think she did a pretty good little journalism moment.
Thank you.
It was very interesting to see, and I hope she comes out with more videos like that.
Thank you.
Okay, so for our next topic...
Dream.
Dream!
You got this.
Fuck Dream. Me and my homies hate Dream. I knew he was that fat kid in the picture. I can say that I'm big. That he tried being like, no, that's not me. Bruh, yes it is. Also, once a fat kid, always a fat kid, no matter how much weight you try to lose. But that's only for ugly and mean people. So yeah, the whole Dream situation, where to start? The dude's just been cursing the internet since he fucking logged on. First of all, he started off with Minecraft speedruns and manhunts. Stupid. Really bad. His SMP thing, literally the worst thing to ever happen to the internet. Dream stands literally are the worst thing to have ever happened to the internet. I will say that again. Worst thing to happen. And also the way that they will literally go to war for him. Like, you kids need to hop off. Like, please, go tell your parents about this before he tries talking to you in his messages, too. Please, I'm trying to save a generation from another Chris Hansen situation where we gotta have him go around talking to
Shane Dawson.
Oh, please, he looks just like Shane Dawson. Don't fall for it. As someone who fell for the Shane Dawson thing, I was a stan. I am paying for my mistakes. I spent years in therapy undoing what Shane Dawson did to me mentally. Please, young kids, teenagers, I started when I was 12 with Shane Dawson. I am begging you, please, unfollow him. Go watch someone else. Watch Markiplier. Watch Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Watch Jacksepticeye. He doesn't get enough credit.
Literally, anyone else, don't fall for this. I'm worried about kids these days. And kids back in our days. But yeah. And it came out he was sending inappropriate messages to kids. A whole bunch of other stuff with that where I don't really want to get into because that's a heavy topic. And then the whole thing, what happened with Gumball's voice actor, which I fully support Gumball for what he said to him. I'm not going to repeat it, but yeah, I agree. And then Dream trying to blackmail him and being like, oh, I slapboxed him back and I beat him, and he said, sorry. No, the fuck he didn't. I'm sorry, you did not hit anyone. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry, and back down. No.
For context with the Gumball situation, it started when they were like in this Uber together. I don't know how they ended up in an Uber together, and then they were like yelling back and forth. It was a whole mess.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was, I think his name's Nick. Dream got an Uber. He said Nick hopped in with him, and Nick was extremely high and drunk. First of all, why are you letting, I think he was 19 at the time, a 19-year-old who's extremely inebriated get into a car with you? Like, you don't have to take responsibility for him. That's fine. Why are you letting him go in a car with you? You do not have to let him go in a car with you. Second of all, he said that this video was recorded a year prior or something. Why are you holding on to a video of a drunk teenager and high teenager? Also, from what I've heard, he was going through a manic episode. And, you know, he said things to Dream, and he said things to the Uber driver. He has said that he apologized to the Uber driver and everything, which...
And tipped him.
Yeah, and tipped him, which, if that's true or not, that's for them to say. But, you know, I think it's very weird that Dream kept that as sort of like a blackmail situation thing. It's been going on, and more people talked about how he was messaging more minors. Dude, the only mine thing you have to worry about is Minecraft. Like, do we have to get you that Minecraft shirt that says, I like minors? Weirdo. You're weird. Stop talking to little kids. Ew. That's fucking weird. Go get a hobby. You don't need to be talking to 12-year-olds.
Does he even have any friends anymore? Like, I don't hear him with his friends like it used to be.
So I don't know too much about all the SMP people. I think Tommy and Tubbo and Rambo, I don't think any of them talk to him anymore. I think, Sapnap?
He was someone.
That dude, I don't know, his, like, friend from the beginning or whatever, I think he still talks to him. I think he was just defending him.
Georgia Not Found.
Yeah, him, his little twink boy. I think he's still defending him, but I mean, I think he moved in, so.
Carl Jacobs
Weirdo.
is just working for Mr. Beast. So Carl is in a whole different league.
But I mean, he's always been in a whole different league, because he's always been doing that with them. Sadly, Technoblade did pass.
Yeah.
Which, I think Dream was, like, getting off to a Technoblade cosplay. I heard he did something weird with a Technoblade cosplay, which, one, that's your friend, two, that's your friend that died of cancer. Not
Literally.
too long ago. Who else? Jay Schlatt.
I don't
That
fucking
dude.
know.
He's in his own situation. Not talking to minors, which, if Jay Schlatt's above you in that sense, that's sad. I can't talk about him. I watched him sometimes. I don't know if he talks to him anymore. But I think he also dropped Call Me Carson, like, after that whole situation, so I don't see a period where he would be talking to Dream. Yeah, I don't know who he talks to. I used to be the biggest Corpse fan, literally, in the world.
Used to be.
I don't really watch him or listen to him that much anymore.
Oh.
I was 16. 16-year-old me had different priorities. No, I do still like Corpse a lot, and I'm like, hey, Corpse.
Oh my god.
Hey, I swear it's not just the voice. I like you for other things. I think you're actually funny, and, like, I'm totally different. So, like, if you ever wanted to
I'm
give me a
totally different.
and I'm legal now. I wasn't legal at
Jesus
16, but I am
Christ.
now. Yeah, I haven't heard about anything with him and Dream together, but I don't think Corpse has really reposted him much. I don't think Jax did it, because I think Jack might have played it with him played Among Us a couple times.
No, I didn't watch him ever play Among Us.
I watched the Among Us. That's literally the only thing I ever consumed of, like, Dream and
Oh my
all of
god.
them. I liked it because that was, like, Corpse thing he got into. And Sekuno. And Jack was, like, playing it with them. And then Mark started playing. Yeah, I don't think anyone talks to him anymore. And then, you know, he's out here trying to pursue his music career, which please stop. Please stop. I don't need to hear what the mask is for.
That's what the mask is.
Nikki, please, never again.
That's what the mask is. Oh my god. Remember when I showed you that, like, post about this, like, I think it was someone made it on Reddit about how they came up on their sex playlist in the middle of them having sex, and then the boyfriend immediately got not hard.
I've listened to some very questionable songs. If that came on, I'm going home. I'm not coming back over. Lose my number. And once again, I've listened to some very questionable songs. No. I think I would have to block that person or, like, kill them. Kill myself or something. Because, oh my god. Yeah. Please stop. Please stop throwing your head into your arms. I'm traumatized. Also, where he's like, alright, this next one's gonna be a hard one. And he's like, what was he singing? I can't breathe when you're not there.
Oh my god.
Stupid.
When he sent that weird moaning video.
Don't remind me. Oh my god. And I think that was to another minor.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Stop talking to minors. How hard is it not to be a creep and to not talk to minors? Like,
Apparently very hard.
I don't know if it's just me having a thing for older guys, but, like, I've never, ever, even people, like, a year younger than me, I'm not into.
I'm almost a year younger than you.
I'm not into you.
Damn.
I think I've been into a person, like, one person who was younger than me. And that did not work out. And even then, it was, like, 15 and 16. So, like, I don't know. I've never considered someone younger than me. If you're not at least 2 years older than me, you are unattractive in my eyes. I like them old and where they're gonna manipulate me.
Oh my god. Anyway, Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
So, I didn't see Oppenheimer, but I did see Barbie. Me and one of my best friends, Dariana, went to go see it because Des decided to fuck off and go live with the Amish people. And so...
First of all, I did not choose to come out here. I was dragged. Second of all, I made the wrong decision to go see Barbie with someone else, which I should have waited for my friends to see it, but by the time they were gonna come see me, it would have been too late. It wouldn't have been in movie theaters. Yeah, so let's not villainize me here. I made a mistake, okay? I get it.
I didn't say you saw it with somebody else. I said you fucked off to live with the Amish.
Yeah, I've watched it with an Amish person. It was very weird describing what Barbie was and what a gynecologist is to an Amish person.
Yeah, so me and Dariana went to go see that. We had a very good time. 10 out of 10 movie. It is a little bit, like, cheesy or corny, you could say, but I think that's the point of it, since it is Barbie, and, you know, it's meant to be, like, a sweet, cheesy kind of movie, and it's just meant to be fun, and that's what it was. It was fun. It had some good messages, good music, good moments. I very much enjoyed it. I felt like it was a very good live action adaptation of it. Margot Robbie is gorgeous. The girl who played President Barbie is gorgeous. I love how they included Weird Barbie and, you know, the links to the real world.
And gay Ken.
Oh yeah, fucking Alan, you know.
No, I'm talking about Magic Earring Ken.
Oh yeah, Earring Magic Ken, yeah. But also Alan is probably gay, so.
That is Ken's buddy. All of his clothes fit him.
Oh my god, anyway. And so, yeah, nice little Easter eggs and nods to Barbie history. Very, very good movie. I'm sure you've heard that 1,000 times, but that's because it's true. Can't speak on Oppenheimer. I don't care about science.
I also didn't see Oppenheimer. I didn't even care to see it. I mean, I had a great time seeing Barbie. It definitely helped. It was like a little pick-me-up because I was very upset am mad about something that had happened earlier on in the day. And I wasn't even planning on going to see Barbie that night. I was like, no, I'm not going to see it. Probably not. No. And then I went and saw it. I was like, oh, it's actually really nice. I had a great time. And then when it pulled up Depression Barbie, where she watches Pride and Prejudice, even I got, like, looked at during that scene. And at the time, I felt called out, and I still feel called out when people say that about me. But, like, it's very true. Like, that is my go-to comfort movie. Not the 2000 or whatever one that was, the Colin Firth one or whatever. That one, no. But the 2005 one with Keira Knightley, that's my comfort, Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I like the little nods to history and stuff. And then, you know, I thought the funny part was when Margot Robbie goes, I'm not stereotypical pretty Barbie. And then the, like, narrator just stopped and is like, if you want to prove this point, Margot Robbie's not the person to do that with. And I thought that was very funny.
Oh yeah, because it was in the middle. It was in the middle, like, when she was crying and she was talking about how she was not pretty anymore.
Much like, girl, you're Margot Robbie. And then another part that got me was when they showed the montage of real women, which I thought that was very beautiful. That got me in my feelings. But then I had to also learn that there was one video of a woman that is no longer with us, and I thought that was very beautiful to add her in. And then I learned that it was all from, like, casting crew that they submitted those videos, so it was women that have actually helped with the Barbie movie that didn't directly help with the Barbie movie, and I thought it was beautiful. Yeah, and the first Billie Eilish song that I, like, actually listened to was in that movie, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked, what was she, astrophysicist Barbie or something?
Something.
I thought she was pretty cool. I liked her. And then having a plus-size Barbie was amazing to see. If I had had that when I was little, I definitely would have felt more confident in myself. But they have plus-size Barbies now for kids to feel more confident, which I'm definitely jealous of because I never had a plus-size Barbie. And they literally came out, like, right as I was getting out of Barbie. And I was too old for it, so I was like, fuck. Yeah, good movie. I went and I wore pink to it, which,
Yeah.
if you know me, I never wear pink. You can literally ask Nikki.
Yeah, no, they never do. And Dariana literally never wears heels, wore the tallest heels I've ever seen in my life. So, she's dedicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, good movie, fun movie, 10 out of 10. Next, Harry Styles shaving his head. I was a little bit caught off guard by this because I didn't see it coming, but it's hair. I don't understand why people lost their shit over it.
See, my thing is I think he's balding, or I think he's already been bald, and he's been wearing a wig the whole time.
Oh
Which,
my
you know,
God.
if that is true, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with wearing a wig. There's nothing wrong with going bald. I just think it's very funny how people are obsessed with his hair like that. I will admit, I was, like, kind of like, oh no, his hair. But I also, like, kind of liked the longer hair he had back in, like, 2012 or whenever. I thought that was very cool. I liked his longer hair. But at the end of the day, he's a grown-ass man. Y'all don't even know him. Y'all have never had a conversation with him. Y'all probably haven't even gone to the concert. Like,
You need to stop having parasocial relationships with celebrities.
you know what you need to do? Get a fucking hobby. Stop obsessing over these celebrities to the point where you think you know them and that your opinion on what they do with their bodies or their lives changes anything or has any meaning or value to it. Not to be mean, but they don't care, no one else cares, and you shouldn't care. That was mean. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
So that's that. Next, Taylor Swift in general, and then as a little side note, her relationship with Travis. So Des, as the resident Taylor Swift stan, you can start.
As I just get done saying, get a fucking hobby about being in a parasocial relationship with celebrities. No. Yeah, I think it's pretty common knowledge that Taylor Swift has had one of her best years this past year. In the past couple of years, I'd say. She's really been on a big uprise, but, I mean, she's always been a very popular and influential person.
Times Person of the Year 2023.
That doesn't hold much weight because Times Person has elected some pretty questionable people in the
Oh,
past.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool for her. I think her photo shoot was pretty cool, especially with the cat around her neck. But yeah, she had the Eras tour, which I didn't get to go to, and I'm very upset about still. Yeah, I literally walked home crying that day after I didn't get tickets from school.
That was a whole mess.
Yeah, me and my best friend Meredith, we were literally in our psychology class, like, refreshing our Chromebooks. Like, come on. And I had gotten in, but the tickets I found, they were, like, the cheapest at the time. They were still too expensive for me, and I was like, fuck. And then looking back at it, they were very cheap
Yeah.
for what they were, and I regret it. And then Dariana, being the angel that she is, tried helping me get tickets, but it did not work out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not great with crowds anyway in concerts. I only tolerate the concerts Nikki drags me to because they're, like, somewhat unknown. Not really, but, like, smaller fandoms.
Just a bunch of queers.
Bunch of queer kids that don't know how to put deodorant on. I'm telling you, if I go to the next concert and I smell y'all again, it's gonna be bad.
It's at the same venue as the first one.
It's going to be bad if I smell another person that does not know how to use deodorant. Please, for the love of God, you can find it at the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure there's resources where you can get free deodorant.
7-Eleven.
I'm pretty sure schools give it out now. Use deodorant, people. Please, especially if you're going to be in a room shoulder to shoulder with someone. I cannot deal with these prepubescents and these teenagers that don't know how to use it. Please put on deodorant. Please. Yeah, getting back to Taylor Swift. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to hear me say about how she's had her best year. I don't think you need to hear anyone say how she's had her best year. I think it's pretty evident. Yeah, Midnights was awesome, but that was no. And what else?
Her and Travis.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just her right now. Oh, yeah. Folklore and Evermore is the best albums. Argue with the Wall.
1989.
1989 TV. Speak Now TV. Amazing albums. Came at the right time for each.
I'm waiting on Reputation, Taylor's version, because I am a Reputation girl through and through.
Yeah, release Reputation now. But yeah, Speak Now, her little collab with Fall Out Boy, and then the one with Hayley Williams, literally the best things ever. I love them so much. Yeah, perfect albums. 1989, I will say though, I was holding out hope for Style featuring Harry Styles, and I didn't get that. And if I don't get that, I think I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. I literally want one thing, and it's Style featuring Harry Styles. Loved that we got Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar, Taylor's version. I was so happy and hyped for that one. Yeah. Now That We Don't Talk, that's literally my song. I've claimed that song. That's mine. No one else can have it. I'm sorry. Is It Over Now? Y'all can listen to that. That's mine, but y'all can listen to it. Slut. I thought it was going to be more of like an angry kind of song. It was not what I expected it to be. I will say it wasn't like my top song when I first heard it, but listening to it more, I'm definitely more of a stan. And then Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Two hot people together. What more can you want? I'm not gonna be like those fucking weird ass bitches on TikTok though who were like, oh my god, she's finally got a tall man, she's so small now, pick her up, blah, blah. No, y'all are weird. Get a hobby. Stop fucking talking like that. Parasocial relationships once again. You know, I'm glad she finally is getting with a guy that has charisma, has a booming talent of his own, and isn't a deadweight actor that doesn't really act in anything big. Yeah. His brother, Eagles, woohoo, we're from Eagle Place. I don't like the Eagles, but watching Jason, I might be an Eagles fan.
Oh my god.
He's pretty cool. I like his family. He's very cute with his daughters, and his wife is amazing. But yeah. Also, all you bitches that are getting mad at Taylor Swift for going to the football games, first of all, she never said to have the cameras on her 24/7. That's what y'all's doing. Second of all, so what? She can go to a fucking game. So many celebrities go to games. Y'all just keep on giving her the attention. That's why the camera's always on her. You don't want the camera on her. Stop giving her attention. Let her just live her life watching her man play football. As simple as it is. Stop being mad. She's not the one that fucking runs it. Get mad at the NFL. I got a little heated. I'm sorry. Nikki, please take the mic.
Yeah, so I'm not really a Taylor stan at all. I like Reputation. That's about it.
Don't even miss Taylor in your Wrapped.
That's because I listen to a lot of Reputation.
Yeah, but you're trying to say you're not a stan, and girly, only the stans got Taylor Swift up in their Wrapped. I mean, that far up. Even you were like, am I a Taylor stan now?
I said, am I a Swiftie now? Correction.
Same thing. Taylor stan, Swiftie.
Yeah, but Taylor stan sounds weird. Anyway.
Any stan sounds weird.
So, yeah, I just listened to a lot of Reputation. I think she had an amazing, wonderful year. I also obviously didn't go to the Eras tour, and didn't see the movie either.
I saw the movie twice. First I saw it with Mary. We dressed up. I dressed up as Evermore, which no one could tell, but, you know, I could tell in my mind. I loved it. And then I took my little brother to see it.
Oh my god.
He was into it. I said, Bash, do you want to go see the Taylor Swift movie? He goes, yeah. But I think he just wanted to go see any movie. And he sat there and he listened to it. He was getting kind of antsy, though. But the other night when we were driving home, he sang every Taylor Swift song that came on the radio.
Oh.
So, like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, and the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing, I just found it weird at the beginning how people were so obsessed with, like, when she first split with Joe and people were mad that she got with Travis, and I just find it weird how obsessed people are with celebrities' love lives, particularly Taylor's, because it's not your life. Why are you so into this? Like, yeah, her and Joe were together for, like, 6 years, but that doesn't fucking matter. If it didn't work out, and it clearly didn't, then she can move on. She can do what she wants, and if she gets with another guy soon after, okay, so what? Then that's her business. That's not y'all's. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal for her to just get in another relationship and be happy and just do what she wants. Like, there shouldn't just be a bunch of people. Oh, and the Maddie Healy thing.
We block that out. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, the Maddie Healy thing was certainly something. Don't know what she was doing there. Probably was just a rebound. But yeah,
Probably. Definitely a rebound.
Yeah, so people were saying all sorts of stuff about that, and that I kind of understand because Maddie was doing some questionable things, but then she split from him, got with Travis, who I don't know that much about, but seems like a nice guy, and if she's happy, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like, I'm not Taylor, and I'm not Travis. And I mean, like, I'm glad she's in a relationship, but I mean, it's to that point, I'm not going to be the one. And, like, you know, I do think it's cute, and he's treating her right, and how he's showing her off, and how he's respectful of her. That's cool, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, so they're at this game, and he put his hand there, and she put her hand here, and that totally means they're going to get married at the end of next year, and they're going to have, like, 12 kids. Y'all are fucking weird. Stop it. They are grown-ass people. Go to school.
Do your homework.
Go help your mom with the dishes.
And then next up on our list is the toxic gossip train. So, basically, Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings. This is a very quick rundown because pretty much everyone knows this story. A few years ago, she was accused of doing some weird shit with some minor fans of hers that were minors at the time, and just sending group chats and just, well, no. At first, what came out was the fact that she was having this young fan named Adam do like unpaid social media work for her and sending rude messages to him. People didn't believe him at first and just started hating on him and, calling me an apology, and everybody believed her, and so that faded from memory. And then this year, Adam made another video with more evidence of like stuff from the group chats on Instagram and showing how she was weird to not just him but other people that were in that group chat, all of which were minors at the time, and like asking stuff about like periods and just like complaining about like intimate details of her life. And it was just a bunch of really weird shit and shit you should not be telling children that you do not know at all. And so that spread, and this time people actually believed it, and so multiple people came forward that were also in that group chat with their own like screenshots and stuff and corroborated the story. And so then everyone was like, okay, what's Colleen gonna say, because she went silent for a while. And then for some reason in her mind she thought that pulling out a ukulele and making some weird ass song about cancel culture was the move, which this isn't cancel culture. People were just, because she wasn't even really canceled yet, people were just waiting for her to say something, and you can't really say like, oh, boo-hoo, I got canceled, when there's literal evidence from multiple people of you saying a bunch of weird shit to minors. Like, this isn't you being canceled, this is you doing some weird shit and being held accountable for your actions. Like, you were 30 years old doing this shit, grow the fuck up. And of course, because of that, everybody just made fun of the song, memed on it, and it would have been thought that her reputation would have been irreversibly damaged, but she has since come back to YouTube. She's been getting pretty much the same amount of views that she has been, so I guess there's just people that are watching her that don't give a shit about any of this, which is concerning, but I guess that's just the world we live in. But I feel like at least her reputation will be damaged to the point where, her name will be tarnished and people won't think of her the same, so at least maybe a little bit will be done. And also, this song was just terrible, and to quote one specific line, I'm not a groomer, I'm just a loser, which, not an excuse for what she did.
You are a groomer. Hate to break it to you. No, I don't. Once again, as I said, with how many people we've talked about now, stop talking to minors. It's not that hard. Minors aren't funny, for the most part. They're not interesting. There's nothing that you, as an adult, need to talk to them about. The only minors I talk to are A, either in my family, or B, people I met when I was still a minor that are about to be adults. Yeah, I don't know in people's heads. I've never met a minor that I was like, oh, I need to talk to them. I need to unleash all this information. Like, no. If I talk to a minor, it's, a very simple conversation, and then I go on my way, as I think it is with you, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know. I just find people that, like, need minors' company very weird. Go hang out with adults. Stop talking to minors. It's very weird.
And there was also this other thing, because it's not just her, like, it wasn't her brother. There's, like, best friend that she had was also doing, like, the same shit, like, sliding into fans' DMs and, like, saying all this intimate shit. And I specifically remember one DM where he told some fan, like, oh, you're really, like, I don't really have that many friends or something, which these people are not your friends, they are children.
Also, even if they weren't children, they're your fans. You shouldn't want to... No, I can't say it like that, but, like, there's a million people you can become friends with before these people. Your fans do not know you. And I feel like this is also leaning into the parasocial relationships, just on the other end of the spectrum. You don't know these people. I don't know why you want to hang out with these people. They're strangers. You can build, a little bit of relationship with them, but you can't let it get past that point, because then you either give them too much leeway or you get too much leeway. And there's always abuse of power or manipulation going on. And I don't think that reaching out to your fans, especially your underage fans, about your issues or about how you're a lonely fuck is a very good idea. We should learn this from James Charles. Like, I thought, he would have been the, blueprint of what the fuck you don't do. But I guess not. Nikki definitely knows more about this Colleen situation than I do. What really stuck out to me was in her apology video when she talks about how little she is and her tiny little shoulders and her little collarbones and all. Girl, get off the drugs. You're being weird. I really hate to think that there's
raise your children.
Yeah, doesn't she have twins and a kid?
Yeah.
Girl, you know what your hobby should be? Being a mother, changing diapers, giving bottles, something. Stop talking about how tiny you are. It's weird. You know what's even weirder? Talking to minors, doing things to minors, showing pictures or videos of yourself to minors. It's weird. Stop it. Why do I gotta talk to you like you're a fucking dog? I mean, you are for talking to minors, but dogs know better. You're fucking weird. I can't keep on going with these topics about fucking groomers. And you're right, you are a loser. You're a groomer and a loser. You're the biggest fucking loser around. Hold on, do I need to pull out a ukulele to tell you that? Boom, boom. You're fucking lame. I don't know. Before, I get too heated up, we're going to go on to our next topic, which is Paris bedbugs. I already thought French people were pricks. And, their egos were too big and they feel too good about themselves. Haha, y'all got bedbugs in your city. Get fucked. Stop being dicks to everyone because they can't go, oh, oui, baguette, like you do. I'm going to go to France one day, and specifically Paris, and only talk in an American accent. I don't give a fuck about sounding French or saying a French word. Oui, baguette. Nah. Give me some hamburgers and I don't know, what else is American? Beer.
Big Mac, everything covered in cheese, cheesesteak.
No. Yeah, give me a nice cheesesteak. Fuck y'all. That's
French
why y'all
fries.
got bed bugs. And you know what's so funny? I think that
Where's the
happened
nearest
during
Applebee's?
Fashion Week or something there. So all these celebrities and all these influencers and all these high class blah 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 people, they all got bed bugs. That's what y'all fucking get. Y'all better stay the far fucking away from me.
So I don't have anything to add to this because I didn't even know this was a thing until we were writing down the bullet points for this episode. So I'm just.
I will say the only people I feel bad for are homeless people in that situation.
We always feel bad for the homeless people.
Or low class people because they don't deserve that. All y'all rich pricks, you deserve it and more.
Period. Next up, we have Charli D'Amelio at Walmart. Now, I don't know too much about this, but what I do know is that Charli was Dixie there too.
I don't know, but who talks about Dixie?
Fair point. So Charli, at least, was at Walmart, and she was playing cashier for the day, basically, and it was to promote some food. I forget what she released, but it was to promote some food product that she had released, and of course a bunch of people found it offensive because she's literally rich as shit just off of dancing to the simplest fucking dances on TikTok. And there's people that actually have to work at Walmart full time in order to make a living and get by, and she's just treating it as a little oh, I can play pretend or just do this for a day. And it's no, there's people that actually have to do that. It's not just this fun little game of dress up.
Yeah, I mean, my mom used to work at Walmart. She was in the deli. She didn't have to be a cashier, which I'm sure it would be 10 times worse if she was a cashier. And even then, she'd come home with these horror stories of just how awful people were to her, how awful management was to her, how awful her coworkers were. Literally everything about that job sucked, but she had to work it. And, seeing her just flip her cute little hair and scan a cute little box, You know, I've never really had too negative an opinion of Charlie. You know, I never liked her, but I've never, like, wished bad or thought terrible of her. Because I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. She's a white girl who got famous. Yip-de-dee. It happens every day. But, like, after that, I was like, really? Wow. And then, like, even talking to other people or knowing other people that have worked at Walmart who have, like, done cashiering or have worked other places in there, it's not a fun job. I mean, most of them don't hate it, but it's not fun. And when you gotta deal with people who are so entitled, especially during holidays, late nights, or weekends and whatever, like, it's not a cute little costume you can just put on. Like, fuck off. Go get a hobby that doesn't include, like, literally, like, glorifying and trying to, like, romanticize. I don't even know if those are the right words. I'm tired. Just, like, making a costume out of people's jobs. Like, it's so fucking lame. That's lame. Stop being lame. Go get an actual job or something. Go do some philanthropy. You got enough money for it. Fix your bob.
And moving on to our next topic of Megan. And I thought this movie came out last year, but maybe...
It came out in January.
Okay, so that's why. So, we went to see this movie on a whim. Me, Des, Marion, Dariana. Just because it was late one night. We parked in the movie theater parking lot and we're like, let's see a movie. And then Megan was the only thing we felt like seeing, and so we saw it. It was pretty interesting. I feel like the end kind of missed a little bit. I don't remember too much about it because I did watch this basically a year ago at this point.
Also, when we watched it, it was like 12 or 1 a.m.
Yeah, it was super late. So I don't really remember the details of the ending, but I'm pretty sure the ending, like, I think I had a lot of questions after it and it just didn't answer them, which I understand. Like, sometimes you want that, especially since, like, they did announce that they're making a sequel, so it's like sometimes you do want those unanswered questions, but at the time it didn't feel like they were gonna make a sequel, so I was like, this just feels like a lot of unanswered questions for a not sequel thing. And even for a sequel thing, it felt like a little bit too many unanswered questions. But I mean, overall, I felt like it was a cool concept for a movie. Spoiler alert, but at the same time, this movie is like a year old. You should have watched it by now. It's basically like Megan, this like futuristic doll for kids.
Basically, Chucky.
Yeah, basically. And she can like do a lot of stuff. She can basically act just like a normal kid. So it's kind of like a companionship thing. And then she like turns evil, and then the mom who invented her has to like shut her down and like figure it out before like
Not mom, it's aunt.
the aunt, yeah, because the mom died, has to like figure out a way to shut it down and like gain control of it before it's actually like distributed, and like before this like big event in the movie. It's pretty interesting, cool concept, very reflective of the real world with the fucking iPad babies of today. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I don't know. It's literally just the reboot of Chucky, because that, or Child's Play, had like the same premise, really. It was like an electronic version of it. I mean, it's not the exact same. It had its differences, but for what it was, I think it was a very cool movie. It was very good. Me personally, I don't think it needs a sequel. I think it's best left sometimes when movies like that are left with questions that don't need to be answered. But what do I know? I think it was really good. I liked the dancing part of it. I thought that was cool. It had a Taylor Swift song in, I think, the ad for it, so that's what got me interested. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. It was very late when we watched it. I was very tired. We were all exhausted, and it was not something we were planning on doing. Yeah. I don't know. Alright, and our next topic is going to be the NPCs of TikTok. That was an ordeal. I didn't even get it at first. Like, I didn't understand. Like, when it was first going on, I didn't, like, realize it till, like, a month later. But if you don't know, it's where people go on TikTok Live and pretend to be, like, NPCs from, like, video games and shit. And they do the stupidest things, and they say the stupidest things. But I heard they make bank from it, which is unfair.
Yeah, basically how it works is people, because they do it on a live stream, so people will come in and, like, depending on, like, what amount people donate or something like that. I don't know how donations work on TikTok live streams, but depending on how much people donate or, you know, something relating to that, they can control what the person says, and they have, like, different things that they say for the different things that people can donate or however it works. So, like, the people can basically get them, the people watching the stream can get them to say different things and these, like, weird little phrases. So that's why they're called NPCs, because NPCs will often just say weird little phrases when people interact with them. So it's kind of interesting, but I mean, if you're making money from it, good for you, I guess. It's like the same with the ASMR people. If you're making money from it, good for you.
I mean, at least ASMR, you kind of need, like, a little bit of talent to do good on it. You're not just, like, given money. I will say I really started to hate the trend when it was, like, every video that was popping up for TikTok Live for me. And then there was also a creator, I won't say names, but she was very popular, and then she fell off because some things came out about her. And, you know, she was doing the whole TikTok thing, or, well, NPC TikTok thing, and then I stumbled across a video where it looked like she was getting fucked, and that was the point of it. She was being an NPC, and it was very uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable, and I hated the trend from there on. It wasn't a direct thing from it, but I don't know, it was really weird. I don't want to go on TikTok Live and see someone go up and down like they're getting fucked. It's weird. That's all I have to say.
So moving on to our second to last topic, Billie Eilish coming out. Or I should really say Billie Eilish getting outed, because from what I have heard, this happened when she was on a red carpet and some interviewer asked her, like, if she was gay, or, like, asked her something relating to her sexuality, and I forget what her response was. And
I think she was like, oh, you know, girls are really pretty and it's scary or something. Which I don't agree that she really got outed, because from what I know about it, it seemed like she had the choice to answer or not, and it wasn't, like, pushed on her. I could be wrong, but I don't know, it didn't seem like that to me. And also, she kind of pushed the narrative that, oh my god, girls are so scary and so pretty and blah blah, and it's very weird to me, but
in her words, she said that she got outed because that day she posted something to Instagram with, like, photos from that day, and, like, the muted version of the video saying thanks for outing me on a red carpet at 10 a.m. So who knows if it was outing or not. I mean, I feel like I can kind of understand, like, her wanting to, like, say stuff about her sexuality, but then not directly, like, mention anything about it. But then at the same time, she could have just, like, denied the question or, like, walked away from it or something like that. So I don't really know.
see, that's where I go off of, because it's not like the Nikki Tutorials situation where she was literally being, like, blackmailed to be outed, or like some other situation where people are, like, truly outed, which if she feels outed, I feel bad for her. That should be, you know, a decision you get to make on your own, like, not have anyone else make for you of when you get to say that. But at the same time, when you willingly answer a question, I don't know, I feel like you're kind of setting yourself up for that. But, I mean, the only people who truly know are the person who asked the question and Billie, so I don't know. I mean, my little meter was always going off that she was one of us. I'm glad I was right. Hopefully she stops getting with creepy older men. like the last dude she was with, weirdo. Maybe find a pretty girl that's your age and not the singer of a mediocre band. Yeah, that's all.
And now, our final topic, which we both personally have some stake in, the Dan and Phil Games revival. And I feel like this may not be that widely known of a pop culture moment, but I feel like it definitely is a pop culture moment of this year because nobody really saw it coming. Basically, these two gay twinks went on hiatus from their gaming channel for 4 to 5 years. And the Dan and Phil Games gaming channel was pretty monumental. It was, happening right at the same time that all the other stuff was happening with Dan and Phil, and their Sim series was very well known. It was a whole thing. If you weren't there, it's impossible to explain it. And
go watch YouTube if you want to know. The videos are all there. Go watch it.
yeah. So, and it's a great time to go watch them. And so, they took a hiatus from that for a few years. Dan also was not uploading on his channel really.
He's still not.
Yeah, he doesn't really. He's made a few sporadic videos, but doesn't really upload, especially in comparison to Phil, who's just still making 2015-esque videos. I don't really know what's wrong with him, but sure.
Hey, if it's what keeps him happy, sure. He's almost 40, but yeah. What keeps him happy and not touching minors like all these other YouTubers that I grew up watching are coming out to be weirdos. I think I'll stick with him being like, I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm going to try all these cheeses. Let me try all these costumes. Story time of how I embarrassed myself in front of a hot worker. Like, please, keep on making those videos. Don't make an apology video. It'd be like, sorry I touched this little kid. Sorry I talked to this little kid. Please, please. I'm tired of being disappointed in all these people that I grew up idolizing.
I mean, him and Dan did meet when Dan was 15 and Phil was 20.
You know what? Yeah, but, I don't want to think about that.
Okay. So, yeah, so it was pretty iconic, and then it went on hiatus. A bunch of people were sad, including me, but then the hiatus kind of came, as the Dan and Phil era was ending, because obviously Dan stopped uploading, that channel went on a hiatus. They finished their last tour, so everything just, went quiet. And then they both came out with the fucking transparent glass closets that they were in, because, obviously.
But we will talk more about that in our Dan and Phil lore video. We'll keep this one short and sweet. There's so much to talk about them alone, so keep an ear out for that episode.
Yeah, so they did that, and then they uploaded a video out of the blue to that channel, being saying goodbye forever, basically having a funeral for the channel, which obviously a bunch of people were confused by because the channel had been dead for 4 years and people had basically assumed that it was never coming back. Jacksepticeye played the priest in that video.
He did so good. I love my husband. You did great, Sean.
My husband, you can have Mark.
We can be sister wives.
Okay. So yeah, that happened, and then PJ, Kick the PJ, one of their friends from back in the day.
Other husband. Hey, PJ. I think you have a wife now, but she can come too.
Oh God. He dressed with the Dill head, which Dill is their sim that they made, and dressed in his outfit, busted out of the coffin and attacked them, and that's how they announced that the channel was coming back. And since then, they've been making the same bullshit content they've always made. It's kind of fun, kind of weird, kind of nostalgic, but I don't mind it. At first I didn't watch it because it just felt weird to me to go back to that era, but then I asked Dariana about it, and she's like, oh, I've been watching it. It's a nice nostalgia trip, and so I started watching it, and I watched pretty much every video as a result, and it is a nice nostalgia trip. It is weird that they have literally not changed except for the fact that they're old. Phil can swear. They're both out, and they keep reminding us of it, which we fucking get it. We know you're gay.
And they changed their hairstyles. And their actual style. Dan, I saw that video of you in that fucking whatever monstrosity that was. Y'all called it like the Catching Fire shirt. If I see you in person and that is ever near you, I'm tearing it and I'm lighting that fucker on fire. That is a monstrosity. Never wear it again. Do not make my eyes be subjected to that.
Yeah, so they have evolved, but they have also largely stayed the same, which I feel like is what makes it so nostalgic. They've continued the Sims series. They're just doing what they've always done, and it's been nice.
Yeah. Dariana did say this awesome thing, which I feel like we both agree with, that they only started again because the money's running out, which I full-heartedly agree with. I do think that's probably true, which, hey, they built their own fucking home from, like, the ground up, which that's gotta be expensive, and, you know, Dan decides he never wants to fucking upload on YouTube, which, you know, take a mental break, but, like, y'all be having all those sponsors and shit, y'all aren't hiding it well. And I guess your forever home is kind of expensive, ain't it? Better keep on posting about it, girl. Okay, that's it for me. I don't want to keep on sounding weird.
But yeah, the revival's been nice. I think that pretty much sums it up. It's also weird that there's probably a new generation of fannies that have never seen them before, that are experiencing this for the first time, which that is gonna be a trip. But I guess we'll see where that goes. And with that, that is the end of this episode of the Get a Fucking Hobby podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram to keep up with us outside of the regular episodes and to just keep updated. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And remember, if you're gonna be a dickhead or a bitch, just go get a fucking hobby.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye.